I don't
Well,
know.
thank God there's a mute button here on the screen. So
Yeah, I don't know if I caught that.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys were fairly happy with your first period, big kill.
If we did, that'll make for good airtime.
Change in the second one.
yeah, absolutely.
4 second stretch was really
You know, I thought it was a really competitive first period. I thought we laid it on the line, especially finding ourselves down. 6 minutes, I think.
See if we can build an audience of people licking their wounds.
We
And
pushed back, we generated some offense, and you know, like you said, that little span in the second period really hurt us, took the wind out of our sails, and we weren't able to generate what we wanted to generate as the game wore on.
left side, Frank.
Jay, your team's bread has been buttered all year off the rush. Can you pinpoint why you haven't been able to generate as much so far in these first 2 games?
Well, I think we've had some chances, not as much as we'd like, but it's we're in the Final Four. The other team does some good stuff too, and but we think there's more to be had there. We can do a better job of shooting the puck, shooting through structure, and tonight it didn't go our way, but. You know, we'll go back to the drawing board, and we're prepared to regroup and head home to friendly confines in Edmonton.
Right side, Jay. Connor was just talking about how when they score, that seems like that next, like it's almost like they're not satisfied. They want to come back.
well, little audience is starting to percolate. So,
Yeah.
are you good to go?
7. Yeah, you betcha, man.
I'll start the old skate. And well, good evening out there. On the heels of a tough loss, 3-0 to the hands of the Avalanche.
Or nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm not counting goals, I guess. Um, just a little bit of a collapse there in the second period. I thought our first period was good. PK looked good coming out of the gate, and I liked where we were at heading into second period. I thought it was a good road period to start the game, and then kind of the wheels fell off rather quickly, and we never could recover, and our offense really never got going.
Yeah, that whole sequence there just killed the team, killed their confidence, and playing catch up and all that good stuff, and yeah, just one. It was like the Keystone Cops there in the end. It was just one play after another. You know, just I
And I really don't know what to think. I liked our structure. I liked the way we were playing in the first. I thought our D was playing well. And then Nurse kind of got into trouble a little bit there in the second. And the calls to sit him in the press box were hot and heavy. And I think what needs to happen is he needs to be scaled back his minutes. He needs to be saved from himself, because I think if you ask him, he'll say he's fine. He's good to go and play me. And it's pretty obvious he's having a hard time turning, from forwards to backwards and vice versa. And I think when you're hurting too, I think it affects your decision-making abilities. And in those tight moments, when you make those, not great decisions and your reads aren't quite right, with this Avalanche team, they can burn you in a hurry, and I think that's exactly what happened. I don't fault them for everything that happened there in the second period. I didn't like the play Derek Ryan made on the loose puck there. I thought that puck should have been controlled a little bit better and out of our zone, and you can take Nurse's head off for that, because I guess he shoveled it up to him, but to me that was a pretty soft play by Derek Ryan there. But one mistake shouldn't cost you a game, and unfortunately it was more than one. So
yeah, the line changes too. Like Jesus, just bad timing. Like the whole bad timing award showed up there all at once, and it was just one after another. And I don't know. Like, should that be on the players themselves, or like because they're obviously not cluing in when to hop on or not, and then the too many men there towards the end there too. Like same thing. Like another fumble by Cassian and.
That's on Cassian.
Yeah. Well, he's
yeah.
he's special. Let's just put it that.
I mean, I think Keith needs to take a little bit of ownership for his change there too. But the too many men is totally on Cassian there. He jumped on. You know, we got to be able to count to 5. That's a player thing.
Yeah. No, I'm just taking a look at the stats here. Natural stat trick and. Not good, obviously. There, Avalanche, Corsi 67, Fenwick 54, high danger chances 10, compared to Edmonton's 7 high danger chances. Expected goals 3.19 for the Avs and 1.22 for the Oilers. So pretty much tells the tale there, along with the final score, but. Just a whole bunch of bad, and then they got the hits kept on coming there. We talking in the chat there. Yamel got hurt and didn't come back, so
yeah,
that's another bruise right there for the team.
Yeah, and I think at this time of the year, if you're not returning to the game you're in, I don't think you're returning to the next game either. So
no,
I think that's going to lead to some adjustments having to be made. So. You know,
well,
who do you inject into the lineup? I know what my answer is, but I'd be curious to see what you would say.
Will it be not Archibald, not Cassian? First off, like that fourth line is completely dead in the water, like dead. Like they were non-existent there tonight. I don't care how many hits Archibald or Cassian threw there tonight. That no generation whatsoever here, and honestly, just somebody else. I don't care if it's Holloway at this point. Like you gotta change it up. I don't know do you go 11 or 7 or 11 and 7, or do you stick to the same formula here the last couple of games? Just keep it simple there, just in case if one of your other forwards does get hurt again, or
I thought,
what do you do?
I thought going into this game, there needed to be some shelter for Nurse because he got exposed in the first game by McKinnon and. He couldn't turn. He couldn't turn. He couldn't shift from, skating backwards to forwards. And when he tried to do it, he turned the wrong way and, he got walked. And then Smith went for the poke check that I thought was a bit of a risk and got burnt 5-hole. And McKinnon probably scores anyways, even if he doesn't go for the poke check. But anyways, that was last show's debate, so I don't need to rehash it. But I just... Nurse is hurting. It's obvious, and he's not a bum. He's not a useless player. He's just trying to gut something out here, and it's not working. So I don't think you take him out of the lineup, but I don't think you run him on your first pair. You have to scale him back. So to me, I would go 11 and 7, so you can shelter him as much as humanly possible. Because I think even a wounded Darnell Nurse is better than your 8th defenseman. So
yeah.
So dress 6 other guys, and I think Broberg is the guy I would insert because he can wheel, but you can make a case for Chris Russell because he can penalty kill, he can block shots. You can make a case for Niemelainen because he can pound people through the walls. I think you need to go to the 11 and 7, and I think you need to take out one of either Cassian or Archibald and with Yamamoto being out, so maybe that means 2 guys come in. Do you bring in Devin Shore along with Dylan Holloway or, maybe Brad Malone? I don't think this series is really Brad Malone. Maybe
it's the speed.
Yeah, maybe against Tampa Bay if it got that far and Tampa got that far, got through New York, that would be something to think about because he can play a rough and tumble kind of game and not get exposed because of foot speed. But
yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Like I would bring in Holloway. What the hell? Like
you have to make some kind of adjustment because it's not working right now.
Yeah, you got to bring the team to life there. Like just after that goal sequence there, and you're down 3-0, and your confidence is shot, and yeah, I'd try to throw a hit or something there like that. That was the other thing. Like just no urgency that I noticed there, especially in the third. Like everybody was just a passenger. Just I hate to sound negative, but when you're not generating anything, you got to do something.
That penalty from Cassian couldn't have come at a worse time, though. Like, absolutely, like.
And that, ironically, was his best play of the game. Like, you fucking took a penalty on the bench, you dumbass. Like, how much more brain dead can you be? Like, yeah.
Not that one. The too many men one. Like they were just. They were just starting to go a little bit there, and there was still enough time where if you get one, you've got a chance. He took that call, and it killed the clock for the Avs. I mean that didn't help.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of my beefs about tonight is there's kind of like a little bit of a. I got the sense early with that. Like Luchansky was saying, this was an obvious trip, but that call, the first one against Yamamoto, the trip, I didn't like that. I thought that was Hollywood, and to me it felt like we're playing the Ducks again, and they're getting all the veteran calls, and it's Makar that went down, and the one late, it was kind of the same thing. Johnson's baby powder sponsored tonight's game with all the fucking soft calls.
If Kobe was still alive, he'd be yelling soft at the TV too, just, yeah, man. And maybe it's home ice advantage, maybe I hate to say it, maybe the game they wanted to fix it. Maybe, I don't fucking know, but I had an extensive conversation with my dad that once, and game fixing and trying to bump up here and there, but that's for another day. That's a whole. I don't want to throw on a tinfoil hat here right now and throw conspiracies in with a bad performance. But
there might have when you're like it took a long time for us to get a power play. It really did, and Colorado's not an angelic team. I mean, so you start to wonder almost like the X-Files, the truth is out there kind of stuff. Like, where's the smoking man in Colorado here?
Yeah.
I don't like to cry about officiating. I always have the attitude, if you're against the refs, you're against the refs. Win the fucking game, get to the goal you want to get to, and no excuses. But sometimes you just sit back and you think, holy fuck, like. How many cross checks does McDavid take when he doesn't even have the puck and that kind of stuff, and he's always getting hit. I mean, you could call a penalty every time he's on the ice if you really wanted to. Like
that blindside hit there by Landeskog on Yamo there tonight, that was just and prime example.
I'm thinking that's why he's not coming back. And so do you. If you're the Oilers, you look at that and you kindly send the league a tape and get them to look at it.
Yeah, it's worth trying. The bright spots of the game, do you have any, or what do you figure?
I liked the way Smith was playing early on. And honestly, I thought he had a fairly good game. I thought Tyson Barrie's having a hell of a playoffs. Like, he's not the weak link right now, and you go into the playoffs thinking, he's your weak defender, and he's doing well. And maybe that's large credit to Brett Kulak being his partner.
Exactly.
But yeah, he looks under control and poised with the puck and making plays, and And I thought Keith and Bouchard were good tonight too. It's just Nurse that really struggled.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Keith. There's sometimes
I didn't like the change, but if you watch him in the first period there, he was poised with the puck, and yeah.
It was definitely good. I thought my take on the bright spot of the game was the third line with McLeod. Excuse me, Puljujärvi
Fogel.
and Fogel there at times there too. McLeod especially, like once again another strong showing, and I don't know.
I mean, Yessa, for as limited as time as he's had really throughout this playoffs, tonight he was an effective forechecker again. He's looking to make checks now. I think that really turned for him kind of in that Calgary series later on. He started to realize, okay, if I'm out here, I got to make a little bit of a presence felt, and
he's been throwing the body too.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
what I mean.
just doing something rather than puck watching.
Yeah.
But I thought once again McLeod was good, real good, and like as you said there, Smith, you can't blame him for any of the goals here tonight. Like I don't know, that gaff there, that fourth goal, you kind of got to look back to the LA series there when Jonathan Quick lost his glove there too.
Yeah.
Same difference, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was basically about it.
Maybe that's why I forgot about it, because to me, when a goalie loses equipment, you probably should blow the whistle.
Well, just like Luchansky said, it's a safety issue, but apparently in the AHL, they don't really care about your safety of your goaltender unless if his mask is off.
Yeah. So when the glove comes off, you got to do the bobblehead Rollison thing and make the helmet come off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, man.
At the start of the game, I started thinking, you know what? I think there's a little bit of Hollywood, like in the Avs game with McKinnon and Makar, but also the way they run their rink. Because at the start of the game, they made it sound louder than it was by all the extra scoreboard shit and everything they were doing there. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
When they get back to Rogers, I think that has to be something that has to be in everybody's mind on Saturday. Like, the series isn't over. It's 2-0.
No.
We're not where we want to be. It would have been great to win a game on the road and come home 1-1. But they say you're never really out of a series until you lose a game at home. Well, we haven't played a game at home yet. And you've never really won the series until you win a game on the road, and the Avs haven't done that either. So,
It's true.
It's not ideal. It's not where you'd want to be, but they held serve in their building, we hold serve in ours, and then we got to find a way to win a road game and keep winning it at home. It's not done. It's not ideal, but if at the start of the season you would have told me, we'd be at the spot where we're 8 games away from holding the Stanley Cup, I'd take it. So we're still there. It's a good spot to be in, but got to come home and get after it.
Oh, for sure, man. I said to my dad here tonight, like we made it to the conference finals. Anything after this is gravy, at least in my eyes, anyways. Compared to like what you said there back in January, pretty grim looking, pretty grim situation there and whatnot, and to be where we're at here today,
Yeah,
you can't really complain.
yeah. And I think the guys in the room need to realize where they're at too. Like, sometimes you're just in the moment, and that's okay. But you're in a good spot, and now you got to get home and you got to get after it. You just have to win one hockey game, and then you go from there. I don't want to sound like Lucic, but that's really, you just got to simplify and go out, win a shift, and win the next shift, and keep going from there. They're a good team, and I think I think the city needs to bring their A game as well as the team, and try to will them to a win just with noise. I remember I've never seen a playoff game in Rogers, so I'm kind of out of it when it comes to that. But in Rexall, I remember, I think it was like 2001. We were playing Dallas, And I think we were in a similar spot, actually. I think we were down 0-2 to the Stars coming home. And Mike Modano said, it's going to be chaos. And so I spent like all morning before this game with my son, who was like, I think 1 or 2 at the time, making this sign that says, Modano, welcome to chaos. And we forgot the fucking sign in the vehicle before we went into Rexall, but we're sitting, I think right at center ice, about 15 rows up, great seats, and Marty Turco's in net for Dallas, and everybody's yelling, Turco, Turco, and my son, he didn't really know Marty Turco's last name. He thought everybody was saying turkey. So he starts chanting, turkey, turkey, gobble, gobble. And he's doing the like Atlanta Braves chop, and the whole building started doing it. It was hilarious. Started his own chant. But at the beginning of that game, before anybody even came out on the ice, all they had on the scoreboard there was the Stanley Cup just spinning circles. And Eminem, Lose Yourself playing. And the adrenaline you would get from just like the crowd noise before they even came out for warm-up was incredible. And only Edmonton does that. I mean, no other place in the league brings that kind of effort to a playoff game. And, whether you win or you lose, you're drinking the booze, and it's nuts. And bring that kind of effort, and I can't see how they lose. It's like it'd be like sniffing the smelling salts all day long, just
just juiced.
Just juiced, yeah.
I remember the old barn. I never went to a playoff game at Rexall, but I remember the old barn. That old barn there, it held sound like no other rink I've ever been to.
Vibrated off the walls, yeah.
Just literally, it was just like. It was like a cathedral, man. Like you could hear everything.
Yeah.
And
it's concrete building, the sound couldn't escape.
Exactly. There's no give in the walls. But yeah, I went to, I think it was game 3 there, or game 2, pardon me, in the LA series, and the whole crowd was in it, man. Like, and that wasn't even the loudest game I think of the playoffs. Like it was just, everybody was juiced, and I know that everybody's going to be juiced for Saturday. It's just a no brainer. And just as you said, man, like you don't really beat anybody until you beat somebody on the road.
Yeah.
And, as far as take a page out of New York's book, just try to win one on the road and see where it goes after being at home for 2 straight.
Yeah. Oh. Started to actually try to catch pieces of Makar too. Kane trying to hit him, and I think that's good. You got to make it a long series. Like, to me, tonight's game rolled by too fast. The second and the third, there really wasn't a lot of whistles, and when you're winning, that's great. But when you're trailing, I think you got to try to find a way to
slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down, and get more whistles and make it more of a grueling affair. Because I mean, after we turned the series against the Flames. That's kind of what we did to them. The games really just kind of cruised by, not a lot of extra calls, not a lot of extra penalties and whistles and that kind of stuff. And I think you just got to find a way
to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make it more of a war,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Like Kane there, he was trying to do something just to stir the pot, just to make them all pay, just say, hey, we're not going to go down, we're not going to be all lemons out here. We're going to bring it, and I thought the call on Kulak there tonight too was a little bit, it might have been a little bit of I know the ref saw the chicken wing, but stick hit Buddy's face there. I don't know if I forget who he hit there. I don't know if it was Landeskog or McKinnon, but
little bit of Vancouver Canucks acting and diving classes going on there tonight.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I'm not a fan of that. Like, if you're a good team, you don't need to fucking sell the drama. I don't know. That irritates me. I hated it with the Canucks. Burrows and um, Kessler, and when they had all those guys, it was the Vancouver diving team, and oh man, I,
Yeah, just frustrating. It was a frustrating game as a whole. Frustrating as a fan to watch, and that they had chances too. That was the thing, and I don't know. I was telling my buddy in New York if Francouz gets into the series, which he did, I thought Kemper was actually the weaker link of the two. The biggest knock on Francouz is his health. If he gets injured, he's like Aranta. Like, if he gets injured, he's obviously no good to you, but
yeah,
he was a KHL goalie just like Koskinen, and
bit of a band-aid is what you're saying.
yeah, pretty much. But when he's on. Like, I think he's better than Kemper personally. After watching him play a whole bunch, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I guess our best chance is when he went chasing the puck there, and CC just about burned him from the blue line.
Oh yeah, he got lucky there.
He just barely got that. Yeah.
Yeah, with his blocker. Yeah.
You sometimes there's key moments in a game. Like, if that goes in, does he get rattled, right?
Yeah, it could have been a game changer there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
John says Jesse had a good look but didn't have a settled puck.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Yeah. He's trying, man. Like, you gotta give it to Jesse. At least he's trying. It's not like he's being a wallflower out there like some other people, but
he had two good chances actually in front there. Honestly, he might have been our most dangerous forward today.
yeah. Yeah, between him and McLeod, like I said, that third line, they actually have something good going. Just they gotta change it up there with the fourth one. To me, that's the starting point. And I know the fourth line won't get very much done if Woody decides to go 11-7. Who do you put in? Like, do you put in Holloway? Like, what's your take on that? You put a fresh-faced rookie right off the hop, in a playoff game. What do you think you expect from Holloway?
Between Cassie and Archibald through, what are we into, 7 and 5, 12, 14 games. We've got one goal between the two of them, I believe, from Cassian. To me, that's a telling stat.
Yeah, well, you can have all the advanced metrics you want. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't do like score, or try to make chances, or try to score with what you got. Switch it up.
So
you got to switch it up.
We're not going to play 14 more games no matter what happens here, but I have to think that Dylan Holloway can match that kind of production at least. So if the only reason you're keeping Cassian and Archibald in the lineup is to chase big hits, I don't know if you're really doing your team what you should be providing, really. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's everybody's arguments. Well, they're hitting. Yeah. I mean, body checks are great if you're into a trench warfare kind of series, but this is a track meet. And you can try to slow it down by doing that, but I kind of think, like, most of Cassian and Archibald's hits are a second or two after the puck's already gone, so they're not really effective. Like,
Yeah.
And Colorado isn't small, so I don't like. It doesn't seem like those hits have a devastating impact on anybody. You're not putting people out of the playoffs with the hits that you're bouncing off guys. Yeah, you're having contact, but it just isn't. It just isn't what you think it is. So, and they're late, so you're chasing, you're, you you're giving up the offensive end, and you're coming back the other way. I like how Yessi and Fogel and McLeod kind of are forechecking. It's not like all out assault hits, but if the hits are there, they're taking them. But they're playing as a unit, and they're not getting out of position. They're pretty responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Holloway, I mean, he's going to body check people because he's fast. He can get there. He likes to play physical, but he isn't a kamikaze. And I don't think we need kamikaze missions. I think kamikaze missions against Colorado Avalanche will lead to L's.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I think plus, having a first game of the pros or during the playoffs, you're going to be running off of pure adrenaline, right? So
yeah. I would actually like to see him get injected into this game today.
Yeah.
I said that. I thought him and Broberg should have been a part of tonight's lineup. I can respect Jay for not doing that and not wanting to look like he's panicking, and I don't think you need to panic, but
not yet.
I just think you look at what this team that Colorado has and what their assets are, and you kind of have to judge your lineup based on how you can counteract that. Leon and Connor today, I don't know. I think the game is a little speeded up and our passing isn't quite where it needs to be, and it's leading to them having trouble sustaining some offense on the other end.
Yeah, that was probably the only bright spot for them there. This game was during the power play. Like, Leon had a good chance there, but Francouz caught it there with their shoulder there with that one-timer. But other than that, they seem to be full out pressure there especially on McDavid. Clogging up the neutral zone there and not giving him a chance to really, take a hold of it. But
yeah, I mean, if the strategy is to really key on Connor, then other people need to step up.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, Jack's the same. Bench Nurse, Startkowski, inject Holloway, Davo, Dry, Kane on top line, get her done. And he also said, I want Russell in too for shot blocks.
Yeah. They're not benching Nurse. You just forget about that.
No. Yeah.
But I would scale back his minutes and switch up your pairings.
Yeah, no, have Kulak and Cece on top there, or even put Barry, like both him and Barry there on top pairing minutes, and kind of switch out Barry there with Cece once in a while, just the shelter or whatever, mix it up. But yeah, just do something. You got to do something. The keeping the lineup the same way it has been here for the last little while. Yeah. You can't afford to do that. You got to make something happen.
Yeah, adjustments definitely need to be made. Otherwise, you're dealing with the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, you might as well have Tippett behind the wheel all over again then too.
No, thank you.
And speaking of which, I checked my Twitter feed there before we hopped on here, and Connor Halley said that they had a Fire Woodcroft call come in to the post game show. I thought that was like, what the fuck? I was like, wow, people are getting that crazy already. Yeah. It's like
we're in the Western Conference Finals, but and we're gonna fire our coach. That would be awesome. I would love to see that, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be like the Boston Celtics here. I don't know if their game's over yet or not, but dropping the game to the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals and canning their coach.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
Yeah, you said that was their first one, so you can only imagine
how
what
do How do you
after
follow up
that.
How do you follow up the show after that one?
You just you really can't. That's
No.
pretty much the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I don't know how long you want to go for, but we can go a little longer. But yeah.
Yeah.
John saying there, look, the Avs are an amazing team considering how close game one. Oh, I gotta go back. Game one is, and there's more self-inflicting mistakes we can stop, park it, move on. Oh yeah, it's not over yet. I mean, the takeaway, I guess, on a positive note, is they played a pretty good first period. They,
Yeah.
I think
Definitely.
if they could find a way there to, like, there was a little bit happening in the first period. If they could have found a way to get a goal there and get going,
Even that
Could've
first 5 minutes there in the second or two, at least, like they were going toe to toe, and then you get a bad break and you let a goal in, and then it was like dominoes, man.
Yeah.
But the first period, no, definitely they started way better tonight than they
yeah.
didn't pass game twos. So
Avs can be a quick strike team. I mean, they're a good hockey team, but
yeah,
I don't know.
no, they just roll. They overwhelm. They forecheck hard, probably even harder than what Calgary did. After they had
Well, they're faster, so they're on you
yeah,
quicker.
yeah, definitely.
Your
That
decision making is pressed a little bit because you don't have as much time.
the odd man rushes too, like just cherry picking and whatnot else, and that seems to be another focal point there. The odd man rushes and whatnot. That's something they're going to have to eventually tighten up on, because it'll eventually burn them. And that's where Smith shone there tonight. Like he saved their bacon lots. So
Yeah,
you can't really throw Smith under the bus tonight. That's for damn sure.
no, I didn't mind his game. No, no, I thought we were in good shape for a period, but then
Yeah,
what about 3.5 minutes in the second? It all kind of came unraveled.
we're good in the face-off circle tonight there too.
Yeah.
There were one point there. They were winning 90% of their face-off draws.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack saying pool party needs to find the back of the net. Yeah, no, it'd be nice if he could get going too, but like we said earlier, I thought he was our most dangerous forward. And to me, that's good for him, but not good for the team. Quiet, pretty relatively quiet. Well, was quiet night for McDavid and Draisaitl, Nuge. I mean, Kane. I thought Hyman had moments where he was a little bit dangerous. Like he's pretty good at almost one man showing it, to ragging the puck and kind of turning and getting a shot off. But
Yeah, even during the penalty kill, man. Like
good possession.
Yeah, real good effort. You can never count Hyman out of a game, that's for sure. He always seems to bring that extra effort. Never has that no quit motor. Just seems to make plays happen. Or keep plays alive there, especially on the penalty kill, and you gotta love him for that, man. Definitely.
Almost like you want Kadri to do something stupid, because he killed us tonight too with 3 assists.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
He actually plays a pretty quiet game now. Like he's not that animal out there anymore.
I would imagine Joe and the head coach there had a chat with him there after last year's playoffs and said, "Hey, just settle down on your emotions, and knowing we know you're an impact guy and all that stuff." And yeah, he's been quiet. Well, somewhat quiet there, minus the Binnington injury there. But yeah, he's been quiet so far this series as far as taking dumb penalties.
Yeah. I'd love to see him actually do something kind of silly against Smith because he would just snap. Maybe that's what we need.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Smitty needs to go Hulk smash on his ass.
It's kind of funny that cross-checking call that Nurse got at the end of the game there. He totally missed.
Soft, it was fucking soft.
Yeah.
You could see him.
Well,
see him just beaking off.
He went to hammer him and he missed. So then he gave him two afterwards for good measure. But the first cross-check he totally missed.
Yeah. At that point, you just gotta say fuck it and just fucking hammer on him there and don't get a suspension.
Jack says it just seems like we're missing the big momentum swinging hits. Colorado's a fast team, so it's a little bit harder to hit fast players than Zadorov or Gerbranson, who
they're pretty easy targets.
Who are speeding aircraft carriers out there.
Yeah.
Didn't Smitty take a swing at a play at the very end of the game going off the ice? Yeah, I don't think he was too happy with the late shot at his head on the power play that the Avalanche had.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too.
And probably just wanted to kind of show a little bit of frustration.
Definitely. Yeah, I know. If I was holding my team in the game there and they weren't performing in front of me, I'd be pretty vocal. But just got to move on, man. Move forward. Look ahead. That's all you can ask for. Just show up there on Saturday and just be ready to go.
You kind of, early on in these games, you kind of get a feel for how it's gonna go, and I just, I really didn't like that fucking tripping call that Yamamoto got. I thought that was so fucking soft. That one bothered me. Like Luchansky's like, well, he tripped him from behind. I'm like, Makar went down like he was shot. Like, where's the sniper in the crowd? Like.
Yeah, he went down pretty fucking easy.
And then at the end of the game too, and the look, like I just got sticked in the face when.
Yeah, did a little fake cry there.
Yeah, him and McKinnon, like your best players are the ones that are acting the most. It just that bothers me. I don't know. I guess you hate Claude Lemieux because he did the same shit, and now it's these guys.
Yeah, pretty weak sauce, if you ask me.
Yeah,
just play with some integrity, and I know, like that the previous series there was a couple. Well, actually, there's more than a couple weak calls, as we know, but just try to play according to the game type of deal, and not act like a fucking you're in a diving class.
So, gotta ask, anybody's name on the back of that?
No. And sadly, this is my only piece of Oilers memorabilia. I hate their hats. I like flex fit hats because the snapbacks just kill me. I haven't found a good snapback Oilers hat yet. But yeah, no, I got this. Jeez, I think it was after the Cup run in 06. Maybe before that, I can't remember. I've had this jersey forever, man, forever.
The old copper and blue.
Yeah. I've been patiently waiting for them to bring back the oil drop there, the McFarlane one. Which I heard that they're bringing back for next year for the retros. I don't know if you ever heard anything about that or not.
This Ragnar Lothbrock says, I'm only seeing the narrative that it was a week according to Oilers fans, which seems biased, Mike. The refs missed 2 high-sticking calls against you guys, yet they called a penalty on the Avs with, and he didn't finish his thought. With
Leon, yeah.
Like, come on, dude, where's the embellishment? Every call was towards the head.
Yeah.
Well, there's only two teams playing, so you either see it from the side of an Oilers fan or you see it from the side of an Avs fan. So I can guess which side you're seeing it from.
Yeah,
I mean, in our group chat, Luchansky thought it was an honest trip. I thought he went down rather easily, and I think that set the tone for the game. I thought later on in the game that high stick actually caught him right here in the chest and not in the face, but he sold it as if he got it in the face. So I mean, I could go back and look at it. I take the game, but
once again, they're taking acting classes again there tonight.
well, it's kind of yeah. And McKinnon was throwing himself around pretty good. Those are the only two guys I thought that were putting on a little bit of a Hollywood show. And I mean, players will do that. They'll work the angles and try to get calls, and I thought that was going on a bit. I mean, if we really want to talk about things that were missed, you can go back to Yamamoto getting run over by Landeskog and Makar on the same play where he got the tripping call. Makar cross-checked him in the back and sent him to the ice too. That didn't get called because hands already up to call the trip. So, I mean,
I heard Simpson there talking there tonight about.
I'll be clear. Refs aren't the reason that we lost the game, but I just thought
I don't know.
I thought they set a funny tone. That's all.
I heard Simpson talking about Okoye lifting his hand halfway and then dropping it back down. I can't remember what play it was.
Yeah, he might see some. I don't mind that because sometimes the ref will be ready to make a call and they'll say let him go, like if it's a holding call or a hook. And then if the player lets them go, then they don't make the call. I don't mind that if an official's talking to you and doing that happens. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was I think it was McKinnon and Yamamoto. I think Yamamoto there kind of tripped him or something there, and McKinnon grabbed his sweater or something. I can't remember the play, but I remember Simmer talking about Okoye halfway lifting up his arm and then bringing it back down.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. This Ragnar guy off of YouTube says, well, there was a 4-on-4 with the whole Byram thing. And to me, yeah, Cassian should have been the only guy that got a penalty there. I don't know what Byram got a penalty for. Cassian's holding him in the bench. So to me, that was bullshit. And that was idiot Cassian on full display there. Yeah, I don't know how that ended up in a 4-on-4. I'd have to look at it again.
But. Yeah, so many people that are screaming for Cassian buyout here at the end of the season. So I don't know.
Yeah. There's the Holland talk about where he's at as a GM and off season and this and that. There's still a Western Conference final to play here. I'm interested in that. I'm not interested in the off-season stuff until it's the off-season.
Yeah, no, exactly, man.
I don't even
want
to.
People.
I don't even want to engage in that kind of shit. It's.
Yeah, well, that's Twitter for you. It's big giant tire fire at the best of times, especially after emotional loss. Yes, sir.
This Ragnar says it was an odd ref game. LOL, playoff hockey reffing is goofy at times, but it's been a fun series. Can definitely tell you're an Avs fan. For me in game one, that was way too loose a hockey. I don't mind seeing goals scored, but this is the playoffs, and I'm kind of on Team Gretzky here. Defense wins championships, so you gotta outscore the other team, but making it an out and out free for all, I think, is not a good way to play the game. I thought tonight, first period, I was settled in for a 2-1, 3-1 kind of game, and Avs showed they're a good team and burnt us in short order, and that was it. And they stuck to their game plan. They didn't give us a lot. And I think the speed that they come at us with still gave us a little bit of trouble. I think if we clean up our the 10, 15 foot passes, getting them on the tape, and so guys don't have to reach back or go off their sticks and that kind of thing. Those short passes, I think that's the path to victory. You catch McDavid in full flight, and he comes in with speed, and he's got wingers and guys that are with him. You know, make it hard on them.
I
Um,
know. I know. Going back to the regular season, I know you don't want to look behind, but that last game there at home there in our barn, I think we beat them 5-2 or 5-3. I can't remember the actual score, but the one thing that stuck out to me that night was how locked down the defense was. They didn't give Colorado all that many chances to generate anything. And I think the first 10 minutes there, you have to put that lockdown into effect, and I think being at home, it'll definitely, turn the tables. And I think that's what they got to do. They got to refer back to that lockdown and not give Colorado those odd man rushes. That's the one big thing leading on to the next or track meet, and then they got the odd man rushes, and it just kills us.
yeah, I mean, we got away from playing a pond hockey game today. It was more structured, but they got out of it. They got out of it, for about 5 minutes in the second period, and that turned the tide. So to me, it almost seemed like a little bit of a mental lapse too. I mean, I think it's and maybe that's fatigue and Nurse's injury and all that, but it seemed like a little bit of a mental lapse, and it broke down. And then some stupid penalties really didn't get them rolling shift after shift, and giving themselves a chance to get back into it. And that's you have to be able to be committed to play a full 60 minutes mentally and physically. And,
Mm-hmm.
and they were good through, like you said in the group chat, probably about 25 minutes.
Yep.
and
Yep.
and
First 25.
and then it got away, and then they never really got it back for a long sustained time, and you need that. And so you come home, um, look at the tape and see what you did wrong, but I mean, that plane ride home from Denver to Edmonton, they're going to be thinking about everything. And you know guys like Connor McDavid, he's gonna be harder on himself again, and maybe he doesn't even really need to be. But the, I think this playoff has really showed, his mental fortitude and willpower, and what he's really all about. And
Oh, for sure.
score first at home in that building, watch that roof come off, and then go from there. And you can't relent. Like game one, Kane scores first, and what happens right after? So you can't just take a shift off. After a goal scored, whether it's for or against, the next shift's the most important shift,
Exactly.
and then follow it up. And that's how they have to play. Um, just gonna go back. There's decent amount of chatter on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shout out to Mickey Cords there. He's an Avs fan, and he says I'm a diehard Avs fan, and I'm really happy how well the Oilers have done with their season with what they have. And yeah, I totally agree, Mickey. And like I said earlier in the pod, you know, I'm happy with what they've done. It would be nice to see him go further, but I consider this season already a win in my books, considering where we were, and then Woodcroft coming in to save our season pretty much. No, what, February 10th, but yeah, I don't know, like just back to basics again.
Well,
like I said before.
I'm still thirsty.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see him go all the way, man, for sure. But you got to take it one game at a time.
You do. I mean, you don't win the Stanley Cup in October, and you don't win it in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
So get back to basics. Win a hockey game. So That's it.
Yeah.
And then it's about trying to duplicate that effort.
Yeah.
Like I say, I liked the first period tonight. I thought they were okay. Um, but then you started to come unraveled. So go home, sleep in your bed, and go through all your rituals and all your stuff, and Saturday night that building's going to be chaos. You know it already. It's the first weekend game since the Kings series. Um,
Yeah.
of,
No, it's going to be electric, man.
since Game 7 against LA. I mean, it's the first game on the weekend in Edmonton. So it's just going to be
It's going to be rocking.
It's going to be
for sure.
insanity, and use that energy this time to your advantage. In the first 5 minutes, due to them, what Calgary did to us, in Game 1, come out and
Nope.
just blitzkrieg.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Smith is going to be pissed off again. And I think when he's pissed there, that's where he wants the revenge. So
You know what? He looked composed today, though.
yeah, he did.
I didn't really have much. Like I say, I didn't really fault him for his game. I thought
Yeah.
I thought he was fine. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
got to
No.
win one game.
John says here, God, the boys need the crowd more than ever. Yeah, I totally agree, John.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. No, it's almost like they need that kind of extra man on the ice. And I mean, Rogers Place, like we know what it can be like. I mean, the goosebumps can be there, at
for sure.
pregame, and the heart rate can go up. Yeah.
Jax was saying, I think the Oil will play tighter D with Koski in the pipes. Koskinen's been pretty damn good against the Avalanche there this year too. I don't think they're going to resort back to Koski. Not unless if Mike Smith has another bad performance, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if you're making a goalie change. Yeah.
I don't think Smith was the problem.
I don't really either. No. I mean, the guy at the other end of the ice got a shutout, but I don't think he was tested.
True.
I don't think he was tested as hard as Smitty was.
No, and Francouz wasn't as busy as it was there in Game 1 in relief.
Are you on natural stat trick there? Like, what were the high danger?
Got to flip back here. Yeah. Colorado had 72.3 expected goals.
72?
Yeah, expected goals, not high danger. High danger chances were pretty even. 10 for the Avs, 7 for the Oilers. Scoring chances were through the roof, obviously, for the Avs. 36-17. Yeah, Corsi was 58.3% for the Avs, 48 for the Oilers. Fenwick was 62.8 for the Avs, 37.2 for the Oilers. So, yeah, pretty brutal on the advanced metrics here, but yeah, what can you do? Like, it's when you get outplayed in every facet.
I'm gonna go biblical now because I'm seeing some of the comments, but you are most susceptible for defeat after a big win.
That's true. Look what happened to the Oilers there against LA. 2 blowout wins, or that was 8-2 there in LA. And
Smith is not stealing this series for us, sadly. Jack's on YouTube. I don't think Mike Smith needs to steal a series. I think he might need to steal a game.
yeah, no, definitely. I think the shakeup is in front of Smith. I think you gotta go 11-7. Give Nurse limited minutes. Don't take him out of the lineup.
Yeah, no, you need to get him off the top pair, I think, but I don't think you put him in the press box. I don't think there's two other defensemen you can insert that are going to be better than him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, either Chris Russell or Broberg or Niemelainen can get injected, though, to take away some of those minutes and put Kulak with Cece again and run Nurse and Barry again.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, there that pairing with Keith and Bouchard there. Bouchard was good tonight too, I might add. He was feeling it pretty good there. That one rush. But yeah, I know that, like I said before, that fourth line was atrocious. Did absolutely zero, and
yeah,
the ammo injury, it's not a good thing,
no,
obviously.
No, that might force the change of, and to me, yeah, Holloway's the guy. I would, if you're putting another forward in, give him a shot. Got nothing.
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose. You really don't. Yeah, 20-33 for a Nurse was way too much. Yeah.
I even take a look at their ice times.
Yeah, I would try to scale that back probably about 5 or 6 shifts, so somewhere around 18 minutes for Nurse would probably be max for me right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what do you figure, man?
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind Avs fans being in our, watching us. It's great. I've never been like even Calgary. When we knock them off, for me, I save that. Put it in the back pocket for when I really need it. I didn't want to trash talk them because. Not that I'm superstitious, but I might be a little stitious.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just save it. Mickey saying I'm not a toxic Avs fan. No, I mean, I don't know. You guys should probably start your own Avs podcasts and get your own viewers. But no, it's fine. You're here and appreciate it. I had fun actually in 06 when we were playing the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup final, and back in those days, podcasting wasn't really a thing or whatever, but we had the Oilers, on the EdmontonOilers.com, their message boards, and had a lot of fun with some of the Hurricanes fans. The one guy, says to me, I said, so you guys know what offside is? And he's like, offsides, that's when the NASCAR hits the wall and the sides comes off. And,
Dead man.
Ice and something I put in my beer. Those guys are pretty funny. So, this Mickey guy says I like checking out all post-game streams just to see what different fans' options on the game are. I got nothing but love for all hockey fans. It's the greatest sport. Oh man, it's the coolest game on earth, as the NHL used to say.
Yeah. And you know what? There's good fans everywhere. There was some good fans with Calgary there, and some good fans with LA. Not going to say they were all toxic or anything, but
I know one good Flames fan. Mickey, just so we see if we're drawing a bit of an international audience, where are you watching us from? We'll see what he says.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'd laugh if you see he was from Edmonton.
Yeah. Little known fact, my dad finished up his college at Colorado Springs. Oh, I can't even talk.
Nice.
Just outside of Denver.
Yeah, your old man was in the U.S. Navy, wasn't he?
That was my grandpa.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh, he's in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, right on.
Originally from Colorado, been following the Avs since the Quebec days. Yeah.
Wow.
Old
school.
They should wear their Nordiques jerseys when they come to Edmonton. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Definitely. But yeah, getting back to the jerseys there, that's what I heard from Gazzola, I think. He mentioned it there the one day with the oil drop there, the McFarland, the old school McFarland jersey. He said they were going to bring it back as a reverse retro next year. I don't know. I don't know if that's speculation or truth, but Gazzola said there was some truth behind it. So
I think he's got a little bit of an inside track there. So
yeah,
Tommy G.
I know that they're bringing back the Royal Blues next year. So yeah, yes sir.
I've thrown you guys a sub. It was a good chat. I hope you guys take care and good luck with the rest of the series. To you all, much love. Well, thanks for subscribing and tuning in, and I guess that leads me to a little segue. If you guys, like and subscribe to Heavy Hockey on YouTube, and there's articles that Kirk writes himself. I've wrote a couple. Dash, Michael Hebert, Eric Friesen, Spencer, Ryan Lotzberg. I think that's the repertoire. I don't know.
Luchansky.
I don't think Luchansky wrote one article. I don't know if we can qualify him, but he's not going to get a qualifying offer at season's end. But anyways, you can check out articles from all of us at heavyhockey.com. There's links to everybody's pods there and all that fun stuff. And I don't know, maybe go for another 5 minutes here and then color a night.
Sure.
I think this is the first pod that I've kind of really done where I've had the opposing team's listeners checking in, and
this is kind of weird.
Not
gonna lie,
not dropping crude comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, Saturday night. I think it's 6:00. I think all these games are at 6.
Yes, sir. They're all at 6 local time, which is awesome because my dad was complaining about the late ass games there with LA, like 8:30 starts, and he couldn't finish the game, and really bad for the East Coast guys like Josh and Hebert.
Yeah,
staying up to like 4 a.m.
Yeah. We were in good shape until Josh went to bed. Some stranger on YouTube says Avs have 9 UFAs this offseason. This is their last push. Don't they still have a ton of cap space, though? Can't they get a bunch of that done?
Just going to check out Cap Friendly here.
That's funny. Jack says, I apologize for my feisty behavior. I hate losing. Well, I don't think anybody becomes a winner by liking to lose. So
yeah, no, it's all part and parcel of being a fan, man.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, come on here, Colorado.
I'm at a spot now where I've seen the 5 Stanley Cups that we won. Some of them I was a little young, but I'm 46 years old now. My oldest son is 22. His brother is 20, and my youngest is 14. And I want to see this keep going for them.
For sure.
I'm living sort of vicariously through their eyes on this kind of run to see how they take it all in. I mean, I love it myself too, and want it to keep going, but I really want it for them.
Well, it's literally been the best run since the 06 run, so
yeah,
be awesome if they really made a strong push. And yeah, they have a ton of cap space next year. 26 million plus in projected cap space. Cap Friendly is saying. So I think you guys are in good hands.
Yeah. So
we got Nazem Kadri going UFA, Nichushkin going UFA, anything. Josh Manson's UFA. So those three will take a nice little chunk of change if they do want to sign them, re-sign them. I mean, you got Kemper there and goalie. Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting off season, but I don't want to go too far ahead.
Jack's saying I'm 50. I watched the glory days and miss winning. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, being this far used to sort of be the norm, so it's nice. It's nice to get back, though. And
no, for sure, man, for sure.
And like I said earlier to you, I'm still thirsty, so keep it going.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I loved it that we got to the conference finals, but it wouldn't hurt to go right to right to the very end. That's for sure. Been damn nice to see at least everybody get a taste of that Stanley Cup final and get possibly a championship. My dad said there tonight if whoever wins out of the West is going to win the cup, and I have to agree, totally agree. It seems we seem to be a better, stronger group, whether it's us or Colorado.
You know, that game one against the Rangers at Tampa was an exciting game, but you know, I saw how we played the Rangers this year, and I saw how we played the Lightning this year, and to me, yeah, the biggest test is right in front of us.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought our biggest test was going to be Calgary, you know, and then just we beat them handily. So once again, you know, it isn't impossible to beat the Avs, man. Like you just, once again, like I said before, you gotta shut them down in neutral zone, and like as you said there, would go revert back to pawn hockey.
I kind of look at the first series against the Kings as more similar to this one than the one against the Flames. I mean, yeah, LA brought more speed, and I think Calgary got dummied by the Stars in kind of a slowdown kind of series. And then
they came unhinged.
Yeah, and then you know they got fortunate, I think, in game one to get up in a hurry, but after they took their 3-0 lead, that was probably the most dominant part of the series with us as they had. And after that, we sort of took it over, but we ran out of time in game one. But the rest of the way, they weren't really close.
Yeah.
And you know, game one felt like a sequel to game one against Calgary. Although we scored first, but it was just kind of a goal fest and back and forth, and you know, in the third, I think we ran out of time there too.
Yeah. Well, we were pushing pretty good their last game there in the third.
But you know, today we played a good first period, and then you know, mental lapses and unforced errors, I think in the second kind of bit them in the ass. And so, I mean, I think you can take away, you haven't played your best hockey yet, so you still got like another level you can get to, and then you'll see where you're at. I hope that you know they figure it out and they get to playing their best game. If they lose playing their best game, I can accept that over the summer, but you got to play your best game, and your best game needs to be your last game too. So. Yeah. Just get home.
Jack's is saying here, I won't count Tampa out, and I want the Lightning. Them's are bragging rights. So yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, doesn't
definitely.
Matter. To me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Beat who you play.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir.
Beat who you play, but there's work to be done before it gets to that anyway. So starts Saturday.
Yeah, and then as Woody would say, keep your pitcher small, take it one game at a time, one shift at a time, and just get her going.
Yes, sir. Well, I thank you for joining me, Mr. Kirk Morris.
Thanks for inviting me, man. I don't know what's up with Dash, but
he had to kind of work. Took him to Calgary today, so he was sort of out of commission, and Mr. Hebert is in Toronto, so it was up to me, and Ryan Lotzi thought he could join, but I don't think that was gonna actually happen. I think he was busy too or something, so it was just me and you, but it went all right. Jack says, thanks guys, this was therapy. Well, it's therapy for us too, so
likewise, man. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. And like we say, if you subscribe on YouTube to Heavy Hockey, you can catch us when we come on. And I think we're trying to do these after, all of the remaining games of the Western Conference final and hopefully beyond. group therapy sessions for all of us. So anyways, I'll close us down by saying keep your sticks on the ice, keep reaching for the stars. We're going to win Saturday night.
Let's go Oilers.
Go Oilers, go. Good night, everybody.
Peace.